What's up, guys? We are back with another Bandai Tamashii Nations S.H.Figuarts review, and we're going back to Dragon Ball Super today, taking a look at the event-exclusive Goku Ultra Instinct sign figure. So we've got basically a brand new kind of sub-form for Goku in this figure, and we've got a version of Goku that I think a lot of folks have really wanted for a long time, that being the version that has the blue shirt exposed and not the bare chest and not the orange gi. So I'm really excited to take a look at this guy. We've got him here in our standard packaging layout for Figuarts, but of course the artwork is done up in that black color scheme for the event. So the same familiar format that we're used to, but done up in what I think is a really eye-catching look. I love the event exclusive stuff. It really pops, and it's just different from the normal stuff. So we've got him here in the window. You've got some fantastic artwork of Goku on the front, wraps around to some more artwork on the side, and then a product shot on the other side with the back of the box, as usual, showcasing a bunch of product shots, giving you an idea of what he can do, as well as a lot of the accessories he comes with. So let's do it. Let's pull him out and take a look. And here he is out of the package, our Ultra Instinct signed Goku S.H.Figuarts event exclusive, and we're taking an early look at this guy courtesy of Bluefin, so special thanks to those guys. And this figure is definitely an interesting one because it's not your run-of-the-mill event exclusive. It's not just a repaint. It does reuse a lot of parts, and there's going to be a lot of comparisons to the actual Ultra Instinct figure that we just recently got. But it's very much its own thing. And this guy is, of course, a look that a lot of people have wanted for a while. Just the look with Goku in his blue shirt after the gi has been ripped away. So it is very much its own thing while still being very familiar territory. So let's take a look, see what this guy can do, see how he moves around. If you are familiar with the Ultra Instinct figure that we recently got, you're going to know most of what's going on here. So we've got a head that can look up. The neck is, of course, independently articulated, so it does aid in that movement because, of course, as usual, these Saiyans and their big heads of hair always get in the way. They look down. We've got tilt side to side, rotation. Arms go out at the shoulder. They, of course, rotate. You can drop them down as well. And then you've got the butterfly joint in there to help them move across the chest. We do have a cap on the arm for the sleeve that is independently articulated. It's a ball peg into the back. We've got a bicep swivel. We've got our double jointed elbows. We've got our ball hinges at the wrist for hinge and rotation. And then you've got a torso cut, so he goes backwards a little bit, forwards a little bit, tilt side to side, and then he has upward rotation at the top of the chest. We've also got rotation at the waist, which also allows you to go back further, forward further, and then more tilt side to side once you use all of it in conjunction. Legs go out about yay far, about that far. They kick forward all the way, they kick backwards. You do have your thigh cuts. We've got our double jointed knees, and then you've got your rotation, you've got hinge up and down, you've got really good rocker on this guy, and then of course we've got our toe articulation down there. So he moves around really well, no real issues to speak of, outside of maybe a little bit of a hindrance at the head, which I'm kind of used to at this point when it comes to these big heads of hair, but he does move around really well, and you should have no real issues getting him into some pretty solid poses. Now, as usual, though, the big thing here is going to be the look and the feel and how well this thing just translates the look into figure form, because ultimately that's what I'm really interested in. I want him to look as good as possible, and I think we've got a really solid figure here. He is a lot of reuse from Ultra Instinct Goku. That's not a negative, it's just what it is. They very much go together. They're the same kind of figure, so it makes sense that this guy would share a lot of parts, and he does. But the big thing is, of course, the upper torso and just the chest and the arms, because we've got this blue shirt. And I think this look is something that a lot of folks have really wanted for a while, myself included, because it's definitely something that has existed and could exist in figure form as far as the Figuarts line. So I'm really happy to get this guy. I think he looks really good. It very much is a point in time kind of thing. You know, it's a specific look for Goku, but I like this kind of stuff where it's a little bit more specific. It's not just, here's your generic Goku figure. This is a very specific kind of thing, and I do like it. The shirt is, of course, in tatters, so you've got the ripped sleeves, the kind of tattered collar, and then you've got more battle damage on this figure, so you've got some scrapes on the clavicle area, some nicks and cuts on the shirt. You've got the hole in the chest there, and then you've got the tattered gi, which we've seen before. We saw this with Ultra Instinct Goku, and then from the waist down, he's basically that same figure. So you've got all of the cuts and the tatters in the pants themselves, the shading around the crotch and on the back, and then there's a little bit of shading on the fringes of the torn pants. You've got the blown out out, left knee, your right, and then the torn thigh on his right, your left. This is all the same we saw on Ultra Instinct Goku. Same with the arms from the bicep down. The shoulders are different because they have that peg hole in the back, but the battle damage is all the same here on this figure that we see on Ultra Instinct Goku. So I think for something that isn't necessarily, you know, just a straight repaint for an event exclusive, this guy is still very much in the realm of that kind of thing. He takes a lot from another existing figure, and then they changed it up, gave us some new stuff that I'm certain we are going to see down the road, just to make its own thing that kind of goes alongside our other most recent Goku. Of course, there are other things that are changed with this figure, and one of those is very much something that is going on up top. And that would be the hair, because this is a very distinct color for Goku, for this particular figure. So it's a very black-blue color is the only real way I can describe this. It has a deep, deep metallic look to it. I mean, you can see it's kind of being assaulted by my lights right now, but it really picks up just how metallic and how many blue accents are in this hair. This is the same sculpt that we got with the regular Ultra Instinct figure, the same face as well, but there are a few small paint changes as far as kind of the gleam in his eyes and where the light is being reflected. The paint applications are slightly different there, but all the cuts and nicks are in the same spot. And then the hair is the same. It's just got this really fancy paint job, and I really like it. At first glance, it looked like it was incredibly deep, deep black, and it truly is, but it does have a lot of other accents to it, not to mention the very metallic pearly accents that just make it stand out, and of course under the right lighting conditions it kind of makes it pop. So I'm really happy with the way this turned out, something that I wasn't really expecting to see because frankly I just hadn't noticed it until I'd gotten him in hand. Really makes this figure kind of ratchet up the cool factor just a little bit more. And then to give you an idea of what he looks like next to Ultra Instinct Goku, you'll see more pictures later on, but to give you an idea of what they are like compared to each other, you can see that they do share quite a bit of the same parts. So essentially it is the same figure from the waist down. They've got the same kind of parts when it comes to most of the arms. You know, they share that battle damage, those nicks, those scrapes. The faces are the same, the hairstyle is the same, but at the same time, while they are very much a similar style of figure, they are very different at the same time. So these two figures can both kind of be used in different instances in your display, in tandem to make, you know, kind of a diorama with the two of them, or just to have them fulfilling different needs with your set. So they very much go together while at the same time still having very unique and distinct looks from one another. Now, as far as accessories goes, Goku has a pretty solid, but at the same time, standard spread. So we've got a series of heads and we've got a series of hands. So you've got 3 different faceplates to swap out with from this standard one. You've got one where he is gritting his teeth, getting really mad. We've got one where he is yelling. And then we've got, maybe my favorite in the bunch, is the one where he has got his eyes closed, really calm, really serene. I like the idea of having this one in here, and it definitely sets this figure apart even more from the standard Ultra Instinct figure. And then as far as hands go, he does have basically the same hands that came with the Ultra Instinct. So you've got the fists that come on him in the box. You've got a set of style pose hands for kind of fighting stance, like a clawed finger stance. Then you've got a splayed finger stance for a blast effect. And then you've got a set of charging up hands for a Kamehameha. Unfortunately, the one thing he doesn't come with is an actual effect piece. And that's one of the other things that sets him apart from Ultra Instinct Goku, is that that figure does come with one, but this guy is just a series of swappable faces and swappable hands. Still, he does have a pretty solid spread. So yeah, at the end of the day, this is a pretty solid figure. He moves well, just as I would have expected. Sculpt is fantastic. Again, he does reuse a lot of parts from that Ultra Instinct figure, but that's okay. That's kind of to be expected. And frankly, I like that figure quite a bit, so it's just more of the same good stuff. He is, of course, very different enough to be his own unique entry on your shelf and in the line because of this combination of parts, this hair color, this hair design, the eyes, the shirt in particular, and then of course just the time frame in which this figure fits in. It'll give you another way to make a battle scene or a diorama with this particular figure that works better than full Ultra Instinct or just Super Saiyan God figures. So this guy gives you another option for your shelf, and of course I'm really curious to see what they're going to do with this torso down the road, because you know we're going to see it again. So that's going to do it for this look at the S.H.Figuarts event exclusive Ultra Instinct Sign Goku. Let me know what you guys think. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and share, and until next time.